Hello, we're back. It's magic. It's Friday. There's stuff. So anyway, we're doing Modern today. I'm finally getting to try and redeem myself with Eldritch Evolution, which is one of my favorite newish cards. So this deck that I'm playing is it fits into an elf shell, and your plan is to use Allosaurus Rider, which is an elf somehow. I had no idea about that, but it's pretty sweet. Yeah,
fancy.
It's pretty fancy. But it uses that as its way to cheat stuff into play quickly.
Free 7-drop, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Plus, that's actually not a terrible card to cast either, because I mean, like, if you turn one it, it's a 2/2.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
And even then, it's 7 mana is pretty easy in an elf deck, so it's not impossible to not need to do the.
Yeah, so it's not the worst. I'm trying out Chancellor of the Tangle. It's probably not the best thing in this deck, but it can let you do like some kind of nutty things on turn 1, which is pretty cool. And Collected Company, because it's a green deck.
It to an Allosaurus Rider, so
yeah, exactly.
It has some use.
Yeah. And
I'm playing Nahiri Jeskai.
Yeah.
She uses Nahiri, the Planeswalker, as your finisher.
Yeah.
Go find Emrakul.
You know, it's kind of funny. We bought 4 copies of that. Well, we had one. We bought 3 copies of that to round out the playset, and then the only deck we ever used it in was that Doubling Season deck.
Even though it's like a modern top contender.
Yeah, so this is
finally showing up.
So just like the last time I did Eldritch Evolution deck, your deck has a lot of control-ish elements and removal spells, and we'll see if this is a better shell against that, because the other one's a little all-in. Anyway, to decide who goes first, I fished out these really old Fat Pack lids.
Shadowmoor and Time Spiral.
Yeah. And so anyway, one of these, there's a Mr. Boopster under it, and the other one is one of the most hideous things that's ever been produced.
I have to agree with that. I really want to find that one.
So yeah, try your luck.
I think you'd put Mr. Boopster closer to you.
Yeah.
Because if you had a choice, you'd always want Mr. Boopster close. So I'm going to go with that one.
And the other thing is pretty hideous. No, you found the hideous man. He's a
free day find.
Plus, yeah,
you can squish him.
You can squish him pretty well. You could potentially do that to Mr. Boopster, but I'd rather you didn't. So anyway,
he's kind of got rice in the way. This guy's just cotton.
Anyway, we have a lot of nonsense to get through at the beginning. But so this is Mr. Boopster's stunt double. That's what I'm deciding is canon for this. So when Mr. Boopster does sweet stunts like this, then it's very special. We have the most state-of-the-art special effects here. So anyway, he needs a name, though, Mr. Boopster's stunt double. So if you guys want to suggest a name, do it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, suggest one in the comments. And if I see one that I like, we'll name him that. And it will be canon forever. Yeah, take that away. That's enough of that. Anyway, so we will see you in Game 1, where I will be going first because you picked the Doopster. Alrighty, Game 1. Gonna show my hands. So, taking a bit of a risk, but we'll see how it turns out. Go ahead.
Control decks usually like when they keep a risky hand. And
okay. So I'm gonna play a Forest and play an Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Draw turn. Colonnade tapped. Since your go.
Untap. Draw card. Okay. It's interesting. Yeah. That is pretty interesting. I'm going to cast Nettle Sentinel.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
That's pretty frightening.
Yeah.
Untap. Draw turn.
No Druid. That would be exceedingly frightening. But
that would be exceedingly
frightening. A couple 2/2s is pretty good.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with that. What are we going to play?
I don't know. It's a very good question.
Think of basic mountain.
Yeah.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Alright. Here's a forest. Got lucky. Got another land. I'm going to go to attacks.
Okay.
And attack you for 4.
16.
I'm going to cast the Heritage Druid, untapping these Nettle Sentinels.
We can mana leak that.
Mana leak it? Sure. Then, I guess, the plan is probably to cast an Elvish Mystic. And pass the turn. It's a lot of things.
Untap.
A lot of duplication going on.
Draw turn.
Obviously, the reason I didn't send with the other Elvish Mystic is because if Heritage Druid somehow resolved, I would have been able to use it as a free mana.
Yeah. Scalding turn.
Yeah.
Crack that. Going to 15.
You got it.
Find a basic. Yeah, we're gonna find a basic island.
Okay. It's not that basic. It is shiny.
It is shiny. And it is full art.
Yeah.
And it's your go.
Okay, we're gonna untap.
On your upkeep.
Gonna go to upkeep.
I'm going to Path a Nettle Sentinel.
Path a Nettle Sentinel. Sure.
Does give you another land.
Yes, it does.
You did miss a land drop, but it's kind of a lot of beats.
There's a lot of beats. So that pretty much tells me you don't have a bolt. Because I don't know why you'd lead with Path. If you could have both, I suppose. As an option. Okay, so that was in my upkeep, so draw. Not quite what we like to see.
What I like to hear, though.
I bet. Let's go for... I'm gonna attack you for 2.
13.
And before damage, then, if you don't like flash and snap you or anything, I will cast the Collected Company, untapping Sentinel.
You'll remand that.
Sure.
Not today, Buckaroo.
Well, still 2 then.
13.
Pass turn.
Untap.
Remand, I'm okay with.
Yeah, I mean, if you can draw something, that's a pretty good draw here.
Got a Wrath?
Almost.
Almost a Wrath.
Electrolyze. Bzz, bzz.
Ah, sure.
Draw a card.
That's pretty good.
And it is your go.
Untap. Draw a card. That's not horrid. It's not the best, but it's not horrid. I'm gonna play an Elvish Archdruid.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna attack you for 3.
Crack this, going to 12.
Sure.
Find a basic plains.
Another path?
It's another path.
Another path. I assume on the Archdruid, not the Sentinel. That'd be kind of silly.
Just a bit.
Well, I will do that now while you're searching. So 2 only.
10.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Drop turn. Arid Mesa.
Yep.
crack that. Going to 9. We're going to find steam vents tapped.
Okay.
And
4 mana.
4 mana.
Smells like a Nahiri to me.
Nahiri, destroy target tap creature.
Exile.
Exile target tap creature, right.
Could be relevant. I don't have any delve spells, but who knows?
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Oops. Well, you're tapped out, so I might as well go for this main phase.
Yep.
Collected company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. What's good here? Probably Visionary and Dwynen's Elite.
Pretty good.
And then these go on the bottom. Orders doesn't really make it
at the same time, so they see each other.
Yes.
Her Dwynen's Elite at least sees Elvish Visionary, because she matters.
Definitely the case. So for triggers, I get a 1/1, and I get a card draw. Okay. It's not horrid either. So, haven't played a land this turn. Because I haven't had a land to play. So I'll play a forest. And I'll also cast a Llanowar Elves.
A lot of things.
There's a lot of things. And then, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Well, that answers all my problems rather simply.
Do you have a Wrath? Ugh. Just the worst.
Ancestral Visions. Suspended.
Yep.
And a Supreme Verdict.
Yep. See,
spells.
I considered playing around that, but I know you only have one copy. So I was like, I'd rather pressure Nahiri in case you go up with it.
I got my 1 of Electrolyze at time and a 1 of Supreme Verdict on time.
That's pretty good.
And we're going to plus Nahiri, but I like both these cards, so I'm not going to actually loot.
Okay.
Here we go.
Untap. Draw a card. Pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. We're at plus Nahiri.
Yep.
Discarding Arid Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
To draw a card. Enter go.
Draw a card. Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I think we're going to plus Nahiri again, but we're not going to discard.
Sure.
Enter go.
End step. Coco.
Coco. We can. Snapcaster Mage, giving Mana Leak flashback.
Sure.
Mana Leak.
Untap. Draw a card. A little late, my friend. So here he goes off next turn. So
That's 6 permanents.
I think then, since I've got really nothing else to do, cast an Allosaurus Rider, exiling Eldritch Evolution in Azuri.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Look what I drew.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So at least he enters the battlefield. So he's a 6/6 because I have 5 lands. He's 1+ number of lands I control.
It's pretty big boy.
Pass the turn. Not
End of your
fast
turn
enough
and I bolt
though.
you.
Of course you're gonna. Just have him despair. 17.
Untap. Upkeep.
Technically not dead.
Draw.
Oh, I guess I am. Because
Yeah.
you have a Snapcaster Mage.
Because of the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
So, I'll do Nahiri.
Don't you want to wait and draw 3 cards?
Go find the big boy himself. Emrakul.
Yep.
And I think she wants to see her handiwork, so we're going to cast another.
Sure. Why
Nahiri.
not? Why not?
Swing.
All right, so Annihilator 6. That's Omnipermanence. And I think we'll take exactly lethal. Going to 0. With this lonely Iona Scudo Diamiria in hand. Oh, and you had another path anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So, about as expected. That was game 1. And we'll see you in game 2. All right, game 2. Gonna show. Not as big a risk as the last one was. Go ahead.
And we have... Should have a bit better early game this time.
Better than the 22 removal spell special?
Yes.
Okay, Forest and a Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn.
Draw turn. That was a very good draw. We're in Scalding Tarn.
Sure.
Going to 19. And... should we... Yeah, we're going to find a Hallowed Fountain untapped.
Okay. Well, and you're probably not pathing. That wouldn't really do much.
No, not really.
So this smells like a Serum Visions to me.
Oh, it's the top card.
Or I suppose an Ancestral. It's pretty good too.
Go to 17 to start my turn.
Yep.
And it's an Ancestral.
Okay.
It's my top card. Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Turgo.
Untap. Draw a card. Could be done with those. That would be nice. Here's a Forest. Here's Heritage Druid. Here's Nettle Sentinel. 3 mana. Use 2 of it to cast an Elvish Visionary. Untapping Nettle Sentinel. Fill
Drawing
up
a card.
1 green floating. Drawing a card. We'll use that 1 green to cast a Llanowar Elves.
You have 3 more mana.
I do,
Potentially.
but I have nothing really to do with it.
Woo!
So what did I play on the first turn? I played Llanowar Elves.
Yes.
So none of these have the capacity to attack, so I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. 3 turns remaining. Draw turn. I think now we're going to Serum Visions.
Sure.
Draw card. Scry 2. I don't really think we need either of those. So they're going to go on the bottom. And then we're going to play a mountain. Enter go.
All right. Untap. Draw a card. That wasn't ideal. Attack for 6.
I believe we shall Lightning Bolt. That's the worst. Heritage Druid kind of already did his thing. And they're all tapped, so I think it's going to be Nettle Sentinel.
Sure.
We'll take 4.
Okay.
Going to 13.
Burning Catacombs. Pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. 2 turns remaining. Draw turn. Sacred Foundry.
Yep.
Use Grim Lavamancer.
That's pretty good.
Enter go.
Untap. Actually, end step, I'm going to crack this. Just to thin a little bit.
Save 2 life. Assuming you actually get the overgrown tubes.
Yeah. The black in this deck is only for if you somehow want to hardcast your Gristlebrand, or there are 2 Shaman of the pack. Which I'm sure if you looked at the deck list, you'd know this, and I'm wasting my breath right now. But that's okay. So yeah, untap.
Shaman of the breath. Shaman would be pretty
Draw
potent.
card.
5 damage.
Yeah. That was a pretty good draw. You have 1 up.
1 up.
There's a forest. I'll cast a Coco.
Yep.
I'm going to do that right now, because if I hit 2 Elf Lords, that would be pretty sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. Interesting. Interesting. What would be best here?
Better not be 2 Shaman of the pack.
No, I think it's going to be Nettle Sentinel and Elvish Visionary.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now put these on the bottom. So, trigger Elvish Visionary, draw a card. Oh my god. That was pretty disgusting.
Uh-oh.
So we will... This is the one that came in this turn. We will tap, add 3 mana, cast an Elvish Archdruid, untapping Nettle Sentinel. And then I will attack you for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, we do have the path for the Archdruid.
Figures.
But that's still a lot of power.
Forest. So 3, 4, 5
damage.
I will absolutely trade any of these with a Lavamancer.
Yeah. I think we take it.
Okay.
Go to 8.
And I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. 1 turn remaining. Draw turn. Enter go.
Okay. Untap. Draw a card. Well, I can't really afford to play around a Wrath or anything, so... Llanowar Elves, untapping Sentinel.
Yep.
Attack you for 7. With my little Doopsters.
So we will block Heritage Druid.
Sure.
And then we shall pay red. Exile 2.
Yep.
To deal 2 damage to Nettle Sentinel.
Yep. That's it.
Take 4.
Okay.
Go to 4.
And use trade. And here's a tapped Overgrown Tomb. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw 3.
Can pretty easily hit a Wrath effect.
Draw turn.
Electrolyze or otherwise.
I think we go for a Steam Vents tapped.
Yep.
And Jurgo.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. Well, yep. In for 5.
3 mana.
You found it?
Electrolyze. Bzz, bzz.
Sure.
Take 3, go to 1.
And here's another Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
So I think I'm good even if you have Snap Electrolyze. Because you block 1, kill 2, take 1. Still not in good shape if you have a Wrath, like actual Wrath effect.
Island.
But can't afford to play around a 1 of.
Yeah. 4 mana.
Yep.
Nahiri.
Sure.
Destroy one of the Elvish Visionaries.
Goodbye.
And path the other one.
Sure. Force
Your go.
You're at 1?
I'm at 1.
Okay.
Didn't have it.
Draw a card. Sure. You can come into play. 5, 6, 7. Yes. For a
You can just show
8/8. Just because he's awesome. And then, you know what? One at her, one at you. Because I don't think you have anything in
Dead.
instant speed. For free.
Good one.
Alright. So that game didn't really show off Eldritch Evolution, but it did show that this deck can win without any of its combo pieces. So that's pretty good. And we will see you in Game 3. Alright, Game 3. Go ahead.
We have it's kind of sketchy keep, but it's worth it.
Okay. And we've got these things. Alright, go ahead.
Just leave it there.
1 mana.
1 mana.
I get the mana on my main phase, not during your turn,
Yes.
which would be kind of silly.
Steam Vents going 18.
Yep.
Ancestral Vision.
Sure.
Enter go.
Okay. Draw a card. Go to my main phase. Make a green. Play a forest. And I think I'm going to play Llanowar Elves with that floating green and a Nettle Sentinel. I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. Interesting. Very interesting. Here's Desolate Lighthouse. Enter
Sure.
go.
Ooh, untap. Draw a card. Okay. I'm going to have to lead by attacking you for 3.
Yeah, we can take that. Go to 15.
Then we'll play a forest. And then we'll try to cast an Elvish Visionary.
We are going to remand that.
Sure.
Drawing a card.
Well, that's all I got. Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. Steam Vents tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Let's see. Go to text.
Yeah.
Attack you for 2.
Take me for 2.
Yes.
Bolt it.
Sure. Elvish Visionary.
Yeah.
Draw a card. Play Verdant Catacombs. Crack that. Going to 18. Do I need a black source here? Is there any reason really to grab a black source?
18?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to change my life total. 19, not 18. That'd be silly. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. I will get an untapped Overgrown Tomb just in case, going to 17. So if I draw one of my 2 Shaman of the Packs,
You can cast it.
it'll be good. And if I don't, I will have taken 2 points of damage for no reason. I guess we'll see which one that is.
Well, if you're using it, it's not
True.
completely no reason.
Another Elvish Visionary. Assume it's good.
Yeah.
Draw a card.
He's cool.
That's kind of funny. Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw turn. Enter go.
Interesting. Well, you're going to draw a lot of cards soon. So untap, draw. That's fine, I suppose. Let's see, what can that do for me? Heritage Druid?
Yep.
Okay. So, how many cards in hand?
5.
5 cards in hand. You're at 15. You have an Ancestral going off next turn.
So much things.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. Untapped Overgrown Tomb. 15. Dead to Emrakul. 3 green. 6 green. 7 green. Try and cast a Chancellor of the Tangle.
That's a big boy.
It's not really meant to be cast.
Mana leak it.
Sure. Alright, pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw 3 cards.
Yeah, I figured if you had a remand, it wasn't the end of the world, but Mana Leak's pretty good.
Arid Mesa. And I'm going to crack Arid Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
Going to 14. Find our basic planes. And I think it's your go.
Okay. Untap. Draw a card. Wow. Stop with that.
It says stop with that. Does it mean it's the evolution
I
targets?
drew Iona again. See, we both draw our one-ups, but the problem is my one-ups aren't really castable.
And the card I use to fetch my one of can
Yeah.
discard it
Yeah.
to put it back in the library.
Oh, I meant like your one of Wrath and your one of
Yeah.
other Wrath more or less against this deck.
Electrolyze.
You're at 14.
That I am.
How many cards? A lot, because you just used a bunch?
Yeah, 6 cards.
Well, I don't want to do this, but I think maybe I have to do this. Yeah. Eldritch Evolution sacrificing Llanowar Elves.
Yep.
Okay. That can go get me a 3, which is pretty exciting stuff. What's the good one to get here? I think probably... Well, it's obviously between these two.
That's pretty good.
So, let me think here. If you're at 14...
You'd use Azuri's ability. It wouldn't do anything.
I could. Yeah. It's probably better to... So Azuri can theoretically win next turn. Archdruid can put you down some life, but I mean, if you have a bolt for either of them, you have a bolt for it. I think we're gonna choose Azuri. Yeah. Because unfortunately, Azuri can't protect himself. He can protect other elves, but not himself. Well, I suppose he can protect himself against Bolt by overrunning in response, but that's kind of...
It's kind of a little weak. 5
kind of ridiculous.
5 mana counter spell for
Yeah.
Bolt. I don't think that's playable. Especially since you have to tap your attackers to do that.
Yeah. Well, let me think here. Is that worth doing? So there's some merit to that, leaving up Overrun to fizzle either Helix or Bolt. And then go into my next turn. Is that worth doing? And skipping my attack this turn? I think it probably is. So I'm going to pass the turn.
End of your turn. Going to draw a card.
Sure.
And discard a card. Analytics kind of not helpful anymore.
Yeah.
You got a Heritage Druid.
Yep.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Don't know if that was right or not, but we'll see.
Celestial Colonnade.
Yep.
And Serum Visions.
Sure.
Draw a card. Scry 2. Yeah, those can both go on the bottom. Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Isn't terrible. That is not terrible. So, I'm going to start casting a Llanowar Elves.
Llanowar Elves. Yeah, you're good.
Then, you're at 14.
That I am.
Then we're going to cast a Shaman of the Pack, which will deal 6 to you.
That's still in the stack for a moment.
Yes.
We are going to Lightning Helix Azuri in response.
I figured that's what you had. Okay.
Didn't actually have it at the time when you were deciding.
Of course you didn't. So only 5 then.
Only 5. So we go to 12 because we gained 3. So we're going to lose 2 essentially.
Yeah. So you're at 12. Let me think here. That came in this turn and that came in this turn, correct? These two?
Yes.
So, suppose I could have used a Zuri to get in for one more. That would have might have mattered. We will see, though. I'm going to tap these for 3 mana. This is an elf, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not one of those stupid things like it's a human that's friends to elves. And we're going to cast Eldritch Evolution.
Yep.
And we're going to sacrifice this Llanowar Elves to go fetch. Where are you? You're 12. Yeah. We'll go fetch Shaman of the Pack, I think.
Getting in for...
So that's 5.
5 more.
And then I'll
Ouch,
attack you
go
for
to 7.
2.
Ouch, go to 5.
And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. You only have the 2 Shaman of the Pack, correct?
Only 2 in the deck, yes.
Okay. Here go.
Untap. Draw a card. Archdruid?
In response, what is the best way to do this? Self-Heritage Druid.
Yes.
So it is Snapcaster Mage giving Lightning Helix flashback.
Yep.
And then, yeah, he enters.
Okay. Well, obviously, go to attacks.
And
I guess you can do it if you want. Before. Doesn't really make a difference.
That.
Sure.
Go up to 8.
So... put you to 2. I think it's worth it.
Like that.
Yep.
Tick 6. Go to 2.
And hopefully this is enough. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Yeah. Really don't want more of those. Guess we use 1 though. Serum Visions.
Sure.
So, draw a card. That's not a very good draw. Scry 2. If only we had a way to draw those. Is there a route to victory? Not with those. Catching that also doesn't get me anywhere. That's not doing anything, so...
Helix would save you another turn. I suppose. Wrath, obviously, but...
Snapcaster Mage.
Sure.
Give Lightning Bolt flashback.
Sure.
Bolt.
Sure.
And yeah, here go.
Okay, so if you have a path, you can survive. Draw a card. I guess we'll see if you have a path. Attack you for 3.
Path.
Ah.
Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, well, Iona.
I had a very funny thing where I had 2 of these in my starting hand, and my first draw was the other Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, really?
And then when you're deciding to play around my chance of having a Lightning Helix, I'm staring at my 3 Snapcaster Mages and my Lightning Bolt. It's like,
Yeah.
never had a chance to utilize them.
So, yeah. Maybe I should have played around that longer, but it still worked out in my favor.
Did work out.
All right, so I don't think I ever actually got to show...
Eldritch Evolution.
well, I used it for value in this game a couple times, and I think I did once in game 1, but essentially the idea is you play this for
Free.
essentially free on turn 1 by pitching some green cards.
Or turn 3 even.
Yeah.
when you Eldritch.
And then you Eldritch Evolution it away, and you can go to Craterhoof Behemoth, which is probably not the best choice, Gristlebrand, or our good friend Iona that I always had in my hand.
Yeah, you just draw it.
So, you know,
so much better there.
Play Iona on white. It's pretty much immune to removal.
Yeah, like unless I have a Nahiri already on the field.
Yeah.
You're basically safe. Because, it's Path.
Yeah.
Or it's 3 lightning bolts.
Gristlebrand doesn't really die to bolts. It dies to Path, but you can get value out of it. And Craterhoof Behemoth if you just want to finish her, like if you draw it late game.
Yeah.
So that's what the deck's supposed to do. But basically, it seemed like I was just playing a mediocre elf deck there, really. But yeah. So it's a fun deck. I suggest you try it if you have the cards to build it. Because it is a lot of fun when it works. And when it doesn't work, you're just playing elves. Who can complain about that?
Exactly.
So just remember, name this monstrosity. Let us know in the comments what you think he should be called. And we will see you next week.
Bye.